Now, in this topic, we are going to understand another TTL logic gate, that is NAND gate. In the last period, we have seen about the TTL NOT gate. Now, this same circuit can be used as to construct a NAND gate, because we have to make only a certain modification in this circuit. What the modifications are? We have to construct this circuit using NOT gate by using a simple thing. We have to replace this transistor by another transistor, and which will have a 2 emitter here. This type of transistor, it is called as multi-emitter transistor, in which we can have many emitters can be connected here. That means we have to insert only a diode to create many emitters here. So this transistor is called as multi-emitter transistor. As we have to deal with only 2 input NAND gates, so that is why we have inserted only a single emitter here. So that is why it is creating 2 emitters here. So the inputs to NAND gates are 2, and these are indicated by letters A and B. So A is the one input and B is the another input. Now let us check whether this will work as a NAND gate or not. As we know that the output of NAND gate, it is given by a Boolean equation, that is A dot B whole complement. We can draw the truth table here. As it has 2 inputs, so there will be 4 possible combinations of output. Input is possible, so inputs can be maybe 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 or 1 1. NAND gate, it is a AND gate, and then the output of NAND gate, it is complemented. So its symbol is like this. So these are the 2 inputs, and output is given by A dot B whole complement. So it will first take a multiplication and complement it. We can have truth table. 0 into 0 is 0. 0's complement will be 1. 0 into 1 is 0. So 0's complement is again 1. 1 into 0 again 0. 0's complement will be 1. 1 into 1 and 1's complement will be 0. So if you input this type of possible combination here, it should have to show this output. So let us check. Now this is the circuit diagram for TTL NAND gate. So starting from transistor T1, transistor has 2 emitters. One is connected to input A and another is connected to input B. First combination is 0 0. That means these both 2 terminals, they are connected to ground. So starting from T1, current from the plus VCC, it will enter up to this point. Here the P is connected to positive terminal and the emitters are of N type and they are connected to ground. So both the emitters, they are connected to ground. That means both the N type of this both diodes, they are connected to ground. So P2 positive and N2 negative, that means ground. So both the diodes will be forward biased. So in both the cases, the current through the positive VCC, it will sink towards ground. So no current is flowing towards this base of this T2. So that is why we can say that this transistor is now on, and it is creating low at the input of base of T2, because all the current is flowing towards ground. So if no current is here, again the transistor here the voltage will be 0, and if this voltage is 0, this transistor T2 will be off. As we have already discussed, if the voltage across the input of common emitter transistor is, if it is low, then the transistor will be off. So no conduction through the transistor is possible here. So all the current, it will saturated here. So there will be a voltage drop created across the 1.6 kilo ohm, and this will create high voltage. That means the voltage is more than 0.7 volt. So that is why we will call it as a high voltage. So here the voltage will be high. At the same time, at the emitter, if base to emitter the diode is off, so no current is flowing here, so no current through the 1 kilo ohm resistance, so the voltage drop across 1 kilo ohm, it will be also low, so it will create low voltage at the base of transistor T4. Again, at transistor T3, the base to emitter is getting high voltage, so this high voltage is high enough to make forward bias the diode between base to emitter, so that is why this diode will be on and ultimately the transistor will be on. On the other hand, at the T4, the base to emitter is getting low voltage, so base to emitter transistor diode will be off, so that is why whole transistor will be on. So current from the positive terminal, it will enter to the transistor, that transistor is turned on, that will conduct the current, diode will be forward biased, so current will enter up to this point. Again, this transistor T4, it is off, so whole path towards ground is off, so only possible path for the current to flow is the LED, so that is why all the current will flow towards LED. And if LED is getting current or high voltage, then output of LED will be high and this LED will be low. So we can say that Y equal to 1 at the output. So starting from the input, what we have done, we have connected A input to 0, B input to 0, and we are getting high at the output. So first condition is satisfied. Now back to second condition. A is 0, that means A will be connected to logic 0 and that means grounded, and B will be 1, so that is why it is connected to plus VCC. In this case also, this is multi-emitter transistor, that means the emitters are parallelly connected. So if in the parallel connection, if one of the terminal it is on, then it will, the current through the diode, through the transistor, still it will flow towards ground. So all the current in this case also flow towards ground. So no current towards this condition, this output. So that is why if one of the input of this emitter it is connected to ground, the current is still flowing towards the ground. So this transistor will still remain on. If it is on, the output will be low, and this low is connected to base of transistor T2, and this transistor T2 is still off. It will create high voltage at the collector and low voltage at the emitter. And if high voltage at the base of transistor T3, then this transistor T3 will be on, and low at the base of T4, it will make a transistor off. So same condition is arising here. So all the current will flow towards the LED and LED will flow, and that will create high voltage and output will be 1. So second condition is also satisfied. Similarly, the third condition, now here the A input is connected to plus VCC and B input is connected to ground. Here again, one of the diode between base to emitter, it is now forward biased. If it is forward biased, still all the current will flow towards the ground. So no current towards the collector, so output will be low, and this low is connected to transistor T2. Still it will be off. It will create high voltage at the collector, low voltage at the emitter. High voltage will turn on T3, low voltage will turn off T4. So that is why same condition as that of the previous stage is arising here. So output will, the LED will glow and it will show that output is high. So Y equal to 1. So third condition is satisfied. Now for the last condition, let us see. Now in the last condition, both the inputs are connected to logic 1. That means A is connected to plus VCC and B is also connected to plus VCC. In this case, both the diodes, they are connected. Their P type is connected to plus VCC and their N type is also connected to plus VCC. Again the same condition, if diode is connected like this, P type is connected to plus VCC and N type is also connected to plus VCC. Both the currents are opposite each other, so there will be no current which will flow, so current will stay here. So we can say that if current is not conducting, that means this diode is reverse biased. So if the diode is reverse biased, we can say that the transistor is not conducting, so that is why we say that this transistor is off. Now if the transistor is off, all the current, it is not flowing towards this input terminal, so remaining part, remaining terminal is the collector, so all the current will flow towards the collector, so that will create high voltage here. And if it this high voltage, it is connected to base to emitter of transistor T2, it is getting more voltage than that of 0.7 volt, so this will turn on the transistor T2. So in this case, the collector of the transistor, the current, it will flow towards emitter and towards the ground, so no current is dropping here, so that is why the voltage across this collector, it will be low. And if all the currents are flowing towards ground through resistor R, resistor 1 kilo ohm resistor, it will drop the voltage, so that is high enough to drive the transistor. So at the collector we are getting low voltage, and at the emitter we are getting high voltage. At the transistor T3, you are getting that it is low, connected to base emitter of this transistor. So if this voltage is low, the diode is reverse bias. If diode is reverse bias, the transistor will be off. So this will make the transistor T3 off. High at the base of transistor T4, this voltage is high, so base to emitter diode is getting more than 0.7 volt, so it will start conducting. Overall, the transistor is conducting, so we can say that the transistor T4 is on in this condition. Now, the current is starting from positive VCC, it is the transistor T3, it is off, so the current is stopped here, so no current through transistor T3 as well as through the diode. So if no voltage is there, then there is no current through the LED, so LED will not glow, and we can say that the output voltage we are getting at the output is low, so Y equal to 0. Here in this case, this transistor is on, but there is no current, so it is meaningless that the current will flow towards the ground, or it is on or off. Okay? So because no current is still coming at the collector of this transistor, so that is why output is again 0. So last condition, it is also satisfied. Both inputs are high, output is low. So this is the truth table of NAND gate, and it is proved correctly using this circuit. So this circuit will work as a NAND gate, and again all the transistors are used here, so we can say that this transistorized circuit is the transistor logic circuit for NAND gate. So to explain this type of circuits, what we have to do, we have to first one by one consider the conditions of input and what is happening with the transistor's input and what will happen to the transistor output. That can be clearly summarized, and we can explain the truth table using this circuit. So in the exam point of consideration, we can draw this circuit very easily by a few steps. We have to draw a totem pole circuit, then totem pole circuit has to be driven by a transistor, and this transistor also driven by the another transistor. So this transistor circuit look very complex, but if you draw in this way, you can memorize this circuit, and if once a circuit is memorized, you can explain all the conditions one by one clearly. So this transistor circuit may comes for 4 marks, in which near about 2.5 marks are for the diagrams, and half mark for the truth table, and only 1 mark for explanation. So if you remember this circuit, it is easy to explain it, and truth table can be memorized. So this was a TTL NAND gate. I say that you should have to draw this circuit or practice to draw this circuit. Once you draw, then you will memorize this circuit, and your 4 marks for this circuit will be sure in the exam. So this was about TTL NAND gate. In the next lecture, we will see how TTL NOR gate will work. We will use the same circuit to explain it, and we will have some development in the circuit for the some changes in the circuit, and that circuit will work like a TTL NOR gate. That's all for now.